Hi everyone, so before I start today, I wanted to give you a little introduction on my lesson. It's a lesson about diversity, but in a way that kindergartners can understand it. So it's based around this book called Big Al. I'll show it to you here. And then the other book that we won't read today is Big Al and Shrimpy. So the lesson starts with a fun little activity, which you'll see in a minute, and then we'll read the book Big Al, and I'll ask a bunch of questions for comprehension to see what the kids are understanding. And then after that, each kid will get a little candy treat, which you'll see in the lesson too. The part you're not going to see is the worksheet that we're going to do, which I'll grab really quick. This is what the worksheet, it's supposed to be, this is a lesson we do around the holiday time, and the worksheet here is supposed to be a Christmas light, or a holiday light, and it says I can light up the world with kindness by, so students will fill this out after we read the book and do the fun little activities at the beginning, and then after that, the students will come back together and we'll read the book Big Al and Shrimpy, which is a sequel to Big Al. So we're going to start the lesson now, and I have a little audience here. All right, kindergartners. So today we're going to do a little lesson about diversity. Before we begin, I need you to look at these two presents I have here and decide as a class which one you want. So your class gets a present. Which one do you want? Wait. Talk to Daddy and decide which present you want. Okay, you can open it now.
What do we get? Looks so fancy. Oh, what do we get?
What did you get? What's in there?
This was toothpaste.
Tape and toothpaste?
I don't want that.
Why did you choose that present?
Because I like it.
You like the cupcakes on
Because
there?
you like the cupcakes. Was that present pretty? Did it look like a birthday present?
No.
No. Well, I'm going to open my present and see what I got in this brown paper bag.
I'll put back.
What did I get? M&M's? Bubbles?
I suppose them too.
Play-Doh? Yay! I'm so excited.
You wrapped them?
Why didn't you choose this bag here? Because it doesn't look very nice. Kind of looks like a garbage bag. So what would you think would be in there?
Nothing fun.
Nothing fun?
The toothpaste and tape.
Yeah. All right. So now we're going to read a book to go along with this lesson. The book is called Big Al. Has anybody read this book before? Have you read it before? What do you think about this fish on here? What does he look like?
Scary.
Does he look kind of scary?
It looks like grumpy.
He looks grumpy?
Really
Yeah.
Maybe it's find a little mama and he's finding maybe needs a friend.
Maybe he needs a friend. Should we read to find out?
Maybe it's sad because he wants a little friend.
Okay, well let's read and find out.
Like a
Big Al by Andrew Clements. In the wide blue sea, there was a very friendly fish named Big Al. You could not find a nicer fish.
No, only a grumpy fish.
But Big Al was also very, very scary. Ooh, he looks kind of scary, doesn't he?
Yeah, he looks like grumpy face. And he's yucky.
Let's keep reading. Other fish seemed to have at least one friend. Some had many, but Big Al had none.
Not friends.
He did not really blame the other fish. How could he, except little fish, to trust a great big fish with eyes and skin and teeth like his? So Big Al was very lonely and cried big salty tears into the big salty
Maybe
sea.
he wants a little friend and a big friend.
Let's keep reading. But Big Al really wanted friends, so he worked at it. First, he tried wrapping himself up with seaweed. He thought it was a great disguise, but no one else did. Who wants to stop and talk to a floating plant that has big, sharp teeth? I don't think I would.
No!
Then he thought that if he puffed himself up round, the other fish would laugh and see how clever and silly he could be. All they saw was how big he could be, and they steered clear. Poor Big Al.
Well, he can't have any friends.
Very early one morning, Big Al went down to the bottom and flopped and wiggled himself into the sand until he was almost covered up. He looked much smaller. When other fish came near, Big Al talked and joked with them and had a delightful time. But then one scratchy little grain of sand got stuck in his gills, and he sneezed. When the clouds of sand cleared away, all the other fish were gone. That must have made Big Al feel really sad. Big Al even changed his color one day so he could look like he belonged to a school of tiny fish passing by. He bubbled along with them for a while, laughing and feeling like he was just one of the crowd. But he was so big and clumsy that when all the tiny fish darted to the left and then quickly back to the right, Big Al just plowed straight ahead. He went bumping and thumping right into the little fish. Before he could even say, "Excuse me," they were gone, and he was all alone again, sadder than ever. Poor Big Al. He must have felt really sad that he had no
Maybe
friends.
you want a little
Let's see. Just when Big Al was starting to be sure that he would never have a single friend, something happened. He was floating along sadly, watching some of the smaller fish, and was wishing they would come closer. As he watched, a net dropped down silently from above, and in an instant they were caught. So looking at this page here, what do you think is going to happen next?
What do you think's gonna happen? Is he gonna save the day?
Maybe we could
Do you think Big Al's going to help them? Should we read and find out? Okay. Big Al forgot all about being lonely, and he forgot all about being sad. His eyes bulged out bigger and rounder than ever, and with a mighty flip of his tail, he opened his mouth and charged straight at the net. The net was strong, but Big Al was stronger. He ripped right through it, and all the little fish rushed out through the hole. What did Big Al do? He saved the fish. That was really nice of Big Al, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's really nice.
Yeah. But when Big Al tried to turn around and go out of the hole, he got all tangled up in the net. He was stuck. The net went higher and higher toward the bright surface of the sea, and the little fish watched Big Al as he disappeared above them. When the little fish were able to speak again, all they talked about was the huge, wonderful fish that had saved them. How great to be free, but what a shame that the big fellow had been captured. He got caught. Oh no. He saved all of them, and then he got caught in the net.
Who did that?
Just then, there was a tremendous crashing splash above them, and the small fish dashed away. Was it the net again? Not at all. It was Big Al. Those fishermen took one look at him and threw him right back into the ocean. That was kind of lucky.
Now what happened?
And now there's one huge, puffy, scary, fierce-looking fish in the sea who has more friends than anyone else. Big Al. So why do you think all the fish were so scared of Big Al at the beginning of the book?
Because he was nice.
Because he looked scary?
Yes,
Scary?
he was nice.
But he was nice? Yeah. Why did they want to be friends with him after? Because he did something so nice? He was a really nice fish, so it didn't matter what he looked like on the outside, because he kind of looked scary, right? But what matters is what's on the inside, that you're a nice person, right? So just like us, doesn't matter what color our skin is, it doesn't matter what clothes we wear, how we do our hair, that doesn't matter. What matters is that we're nice people on the inside, and we're nice to others, right? Yeah, okay, so now we're going to have a fun little activity for us here. Everybody